This is BxM4 to Midtown 26th Street. Next stop, Katonah Avenue and East 242nd Street. Transfer available to BX34. This stop is Katonah Avenue and East 242nd Street. Next stop, Katonah Avenue and East 237th Street. This stop is Katonah Avenue and East 237th Street. Next stop, Katonah Avenue and East 234th Street. This stop is Katonah Avenue and East 234th Street. Next stop, East 233rd Street and Kepler Avenue. This stop is East 233rd Street and Kepler Avenue. Next stop, East 233rd Street and Napier Avenue. This stop is East 233rd Street and Napier Avenue. Next stop, Bainbridge Avenue and Jerome Avenue. Transfers available to the 4 train and BX16. This stop is Bainbridge Avenue and Jerome Avenue. Next stop, Bainbridge Avenue and East 212th Street. This stop is Bainbridge Avenue and East 212th Street. Next stop, Bainbridge Avenue and East 210th Street. This stop is Bainbridge Avenue and East 210th Street. Next stop, Bainbridge Avenue and Van Cortlandt Avenue East. Transfers available to the D train and BX10. This stop is Bainbridge Avenue and Van Cortlandt Avenue East. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 204th Street. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 204th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse in Bedford Park Boulevard. Transfers available to the B and D trains, BX1, BX1 Limited, BX2, BX25 and BX26. This stop is Grand Concourse in Bedford Park Boulevard. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 196th Street. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 196th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Kingsbridge Road. Transfers available to the B and D trains. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Kingsbridge Road. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Fordham Road. Transfers available to the B and D trains in BX12 SBS. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Fordham Road. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Burnside Avenue. Transfers available to the B and D trains. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Burnside Avenue. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 177th Street. Transfers available to the B and D trains. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 177th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Mount Eden Avenue. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Mount Eden Avenue. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 170th Street. Transfers available to the B and D trains. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 170th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 165th Street. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 165th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 158th Street. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 158th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 125th Street. Transfers available to M1, M1 Limited and M125. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 125th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and East 96th Street. Transfers available to M1 Limited, M2 Limited, M3, M4 Limited and M96. This stop is 5th Avenue and East 96th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and East 87th Street. Transfers available to M1 Limited, M2 Limited, M3, M4 Limited and M86 SBS. This stop is 5th Avenue and East 87th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 78th Street. Transfers available to M1 Limited, M2 Limited, M3, M4 Limited and M79 SBS. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 78th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and East 69th Street. Transfers available to M1 Limited, M2 Limited, M3, M4 Limited and M72. This stop is 5th Avenue and East 69th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and East 61st Street. This stop is 5th Avenue and East 61st Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and East 55th Street. Transfers available to the E&M trains. This stop is 5th Avenue and East 55th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 48th Street. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 48th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 40th Street. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 40th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 33rd Street. Transfers available to M34 SBS, M34A SBS, SIM1C, SIM3C and QM24. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 33rd Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 27th Street. Transfers available to M1 Limited, M2 Limited and M3. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 27th Street. This is BxM4 to Midtown 26th Street. Please exit through the rear door.